Okay, I was an engineer I graduated as an engineer. I worked as an engineer for a number of years. I also started my own business for a bit. But then in 2008, this was the opportunity to get involved in politics. I've always been passionate since my university days with government policy, and how government works and how it can be better. And so 2008 was my opportunity to get involved. When I did, I started off working for Hannah, assisting her in her job as a state assemblyman. This is like how I'm blessed with people helping out today. So I started off in that position. I was also an MPSJ councillor for the last 4 years. All right. I've also worked with Transit. Transit is the only public transport NGO from the consumer's perspective. We have a lot of association for bus owners and lorry owners and all that, but this is the NGO that speaks up on behalf of the consumer with regards to public transport. So this has been my involvement prior to becoming Adun. I've experienced dealing with the civil service. I think that will definitely help. I understand how the local council works. Now, a lot of the issues, concerns by the residents are actually local issues, development, services such as like potholes, drainage, playgrounds, how they apply for things, how they approve things, how they make decisions, the processes. So I'm familiar with them, and I think this will aid me. In fact, this morning we had a discussion with resident associations. A number of RAs and RPs were there this morning to talk about issues. A wide amount of issues were brought up that they wanted me to realize and to know that what they individually were concerned about, and I could explain to them, this is how the council sees these issues, because having had the inside experience, so this is how we approach it, so we don't bang our heads on the wall. We try to match, how the civil service sees issues, how the residents sees issues, and come together on a common ground. If everyone is driving a private vehicle, especially single occupancy vehicles, and you notice in the peak hours, morning and evening, that's a recipe for disaster. We need better public transport. There's just no two ways about it. You need proper public transport. We are already blessed to have 2 LRT stations and 1 KTM station. Now we need to go further. We need to have a proper bus network that links the whole of Petaling Jaya, especially this constituency of Bukit, to these LRT stations. You need to be able to go from one end to the other end of PJ by bus, because that's how it is. We cannot connect every single road by rail. That's not feasible. We need a proper bus network. So this is something that falls under the purview of the federal government. So I urge that Suruhanjaya Pengangkutan Awam Darat as the authority to pay serious attention to this. Don't spend all your effort and time on the MRT. The MRT has its benefits, and it's the backbone. But the backbone is not all and all there is to public transport. You need to have the feeder bus network working well. I've already met with the OCPD of Petaling Jaya. So we had a good 1-hour discussion. I've shared with him my views. I've shared with him the concerns of the residents here. This is a problem that is not unique to Petaling Jaya. This is a problem that plagues all urban Malaysia. We have come to a climate of fear, the situation that exists for a few reasons. One, we need more police presence on the streets. We need to actually see policemen patrolling, be it on motorbikes, bicycles, or even on foot, to give that sense of security. People are just afraid to walk around with gold chains. People are afraid to walk around with handbags because they're afraid the snatch thieves can come out anywhere. But if you have policemen patrolling often, frequent, then this fear is bound to drop. And criminals will be a bit more afraid to act, if there's a good chance a policeman will be walking around the corner at any minute, as opposed to a sense that no policeman ever patrols these commercial areas, especially the parks. And so if the thieves get bolder. So that's one area which needs to be looked at. We also need to have more improvement in catching criminals. Pakatan Rakyat, going above and beyond the requirements of the Town and Country Planning Act. So we want to see continuous improvement in this area. Any development project must mitigate its traffic impact on the community. What improvements, how alignment, design, and density, all these factors must be taken into account. before approval. These are some of the many things that we want to see improvement. Welfare, the pockets of people that are left out. We want to improve our welfare. I want to see improvement to the welfare system so that those which are left out now, we have a welfare department that has various programs to target various communities in need, senior citizens to orphans to the disabled. So we need to continuously be sensitive and aware to who is being left out, if there's any, and how we can improve services. We need to be able to provide better services to the poor. The middle class know how to access government services somewhat. They know how to go online and find information, but the poor may not know how to or where to start. They may not know what is due to them or what they can access, what help they can access. So we need to improve how we communicate with them. So these are the areas to be looked into the next 5 years.
Pilihan raya, bukan pilihan kaya.
Saya ni kawasan panas.
Ada சொல்றதுல சத்து Malaysia.
Dah bebas.